Hello everyone, welcome to another video. I just thought I'd put the camera on and let you join me as I start another process for a new project. What I'm actually thinking of doing is using these pieces of fabric that where I'd used up some paint that I'd been printing with. I had some paint left and I hate anything to go to waste, so what I normally tend to do is if I've got any paint left over, I just use it up on scraps of fabric and just basically just slop it on whichever way. I use the lino printing roller to just play about and roll some ink onto the fabric, and some of them you can see I've actually gone over the lino cut designs again and just printed some of the leaves onto the fabric as well, but it gives a nice textured background, so I want to use it in some way and maybe make a wall hanging, or I don't know yet exactly, but I've sort of got a bit of an idea. And what I'm going to be using is the wadding as a background. I've got a piece here, but I think I'm going to halve it and then work on it as a long piece. So I think what we'll do to start, I'll probably just cut that in half. Okay, so I've got my piece, quite a long piece, but what I want to do is perhaps make a collage with all these other pieces. I'll put these printed pieces aside for now because I'll see how I use those later. These are a selection of thread that I like the colour of to use maybe with this piece. But rather than using that full piece just as it is like that, I want to make smaller pieces and then mix them up so that I can then make a collage with them. So I think I'm going to start by cutting a few pieces up. Just randomly just tear into them and get a selection of different sizes. I have a few different shapes as well. Take all the loose threads off. So even these smaller pieces, I still like to use those. Let's see if that one will fit. No. See that? I think I printed something on there at another time, but I could still use it and use that side of it. There you go, there's some printing on there from a while ago, but I can still reuse that. this one was again part of another project, so it's still got a bit of fabric on it, but I can just take that off. There's still pieces on there that I can probably use. And even that, it may even come into something in its own right at some point, so I still won't throw that away. And I also, if I find a piece that's got a jagged edge like that, I can always rip it, or try and rip it. Maybe not, that one's a bit stiff, but I'll use that as a guide for where I might want to tear the fabric for the next piece. See, there's one there, it's a bit torn already, so I'll just use that. And do I want to keep that long, or shall I cut that in half? I'll keep it that for now, because it's nice to have a range of different shapes and sizes. So here, let's have a look. Is there anywhere where I could rip down the fabric? No, but there again, let me see. Perhaps I'll do something there. Cut these long lengths off. And all these thread ends will go into my Aut collection. See, I like that. There's a nice leaf print here, so I might take that up that way. So that leaf's there. It's a different shape again, you see, but it might come in handy somewhere along the line. The ink has made this piece quite stiff. I think the fabric was quite a heavy weight fabric anyway, so it's quite a stiff piece of fabric now. So we've got a different texture there again. And again, you can use them either way. Doesn't matter what side the paint's on, you don't have to use that side, or the ink, as I say. I used ink for this, and it was water-based ink, by the way, so yeah, you can use whichever side really. And just, I can see a bit of a line there that I might just cut down there. There's a faint shape of the leaves again. And that one. This is a odd shaped piece of fabric, but that doesn't matter. shall see about maybe tearing down there. Again, this piece is quite a thick piece of fabric, and then with the ink on it as well. There's a couple of nice prints of the leaves there, so I think I'll go straight down the middle. I can always cut these down again if I find that as I'm working maybe it wouldn't work, but if I can always cut down. In fact, you know what, I might do that down there because I like this area here, so I might just cut that bit off there. And then this one here, it's just a random shape, but that's okay. Right, and this, I can't remember, I think this was from maybe some sheeting, I think. So it's got this stitched edge down it, which I can undo, and I might do, but I'll save that for another time. So I've got my fabrics prepared into pieces, workable pieces, and then it'll be a case of just playing about again on my backing piece and laying them down and seeing what evolves.